Welcome to the Sidelines Spill, the podcast where three moms with coffee cups and chaotic calendars unpack life from the sidelines.
From kids' sports to real-life mom moments, nothing's off limits. Grab your brew and join us.
Strong coffee, stronger moms, spilling it all.
Welcome back to the Sidelines Spill. This is our second episode. This is Monica.
And Sabrina.
And I'm Heidi.
And we're going to talk about tournaments today. So we had a tournament this last weekend. We were in Morgan Hill. It's by the Bay Area in California. We had a very long weekend, 4.5-hour drive. What did you guys think about the weekend?
I think that the most fun is usually like if the boys get to ride together in the car on the way or on the way home. And I always look forward to hearing like their little funny conversations that they have. And, the excitement of just the tournament weekend, the hype, seeing all the other teams running around in the hotel and kind of seeing who you're going up against and preparing. I think that's the most fun is just that anticipation of what tournament's going to end up like for us.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things about tournaments is just that it's kind of like, we see each other at practices and we spend a lot of time together. The boys spend a lot of time together at practices, but it's like we're kind of like living together for the weekend with all these families. And a lot of times we're trying to coordinate and get in the same hotels, and the kids are running around in the hotel between different rooms. I just think it's a blast. It's like my favorite part of the whole travel ball scene. We were really bummed to miss you,
I know. Heidi. It was kind of a bummer, but with not knowing if Roman was going to be able to play, like who wants to spend all that money to not watch their child play? But he got to go anyways, and it's just another testament of how like you become a family. He got to go with you guys and enjoy his time. And mom and dad got a weekend alone, so
yeah,
we'll take
can't
it.
Complain about that. Yeah, it's nice to know that we have a lot of families that will support each other. And, I know that like later in the season, there's some conflicts with my younger son Colton's games. And I might have to send Xander with one of you guys or with Athena. And I know that he's covered, right?
Yeah.
So thinking about tournaments and thinking about kind of preparing for tournaments, what do you guys do to make sure you're ready for a tournament weekend? Sabrina?
I am literally one of two things, and I can be both sometimes, but I'm either the best preparer and I have everything done 3 days prior, or it's like the night before or morning of, and I'm throwing everything into a bag because I've had a crazy week, and you never know what you need during a tournament weekend. So I think if in a perfect world, I would love to be the type A, I believe, where everything's organized, you have everything, you don't miss something to pack versus throwing everything in a bag and hoping for the best. But I always tell my family, it's not like we're going somewhere where we can't buy something, so we're okay.
Yeah. Can I tell a funny little side story?
Yeah, please do.
So, usually I'm kind of a type A packer, and I get things ready and like try to make sure we have everything covered. This doesn't necessarily directly relate to soccer, but just a funny experience I had last summer. Josh and I went on a trip to Oceanside for a tournament that we were going to, or not a tournament, excuse me, but a concert we were going to watch. Alex Warren, big fan. And we got halfway there and realized we left all of our luggage at home. All of our luggage. Like, not a single thing.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I know I packed it all.
You were so excited.
I know it was ready. We were trying to rush out of town because we were trying to work as long as we could and not have to take as much time off work. And in doing so and trying to get out of town in time to get there, we realized, okay, well, if we turn around and go back, we're not getting to Oceanside till like 3 a.m.
Oh,
we cannot do that.
Is this the trip that you said you got to go on a little shopping spree?
Yes. Yeah. So it was also around my birthday. So it became like my birthday gift that we stopped at Nordstrom Rack, and like we had to get everything from like underwear to like
forget
shoes.
my stuff more often.
Yeah, I know.
Darn.
It's like so.
Whoops.
Pro tip:
Yeah.
leave your luggage. Yeah, maybe you'll go on a shopping spree.
Yeah.
But maybe don't do that for tournaments because the kids
No.
do need their kits,
Yes.
and there's not much you can do about that.
My son is the habitual forgetter, is not even a word, but of all of his things, right? So I am trying to remind him constantly, did you grab this? Did you grab this? Did you grab this? I swear we always end up forgetting something. Because I don't know, I'm kind of at that stage now where as much as I want to stand behind him and do it for him, I want him to also feel it at the same time. Like, you forget something, now what? What are you going to do, right? So, anyways, yeah, he just forget you guys all know him. He just forgets it all. He would forget his head if it wasn't attached.
Right. Have you kind of gotten to the point to where now you let him forget, or do you kind of clean up the mess in a mom way?
You know, obviously for tournaments, I have to clean up, right? Because we're spending money to be there. But if it's like a practice day or something and he forgets something, sorry, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to sit this one out if that's what your coach says, you know. He'll go without water because I will fill it for him and he will still forget it. So I'm like, I can't walk behind you all the time. So
that's kind of where we're at.
working on that.
This last weekend, I saw his stuff scattered out everywhere, and everything in me wanted to leave it to see if CJ would be a big boy.
Yeah.
And I reminded him, like, hey, did you check the bathroom? Did you check your room? Did you check your drawers? Do you have everything? Yep. And I know he didn't because I grabbed it all. And I was like, wow. And so on the way, we waited about an hour, and Chase and I were like, so have you checked your bag?
Yeah.
Yep, I got it all. I'm like, dude, you did not, because I just grabbed all your stuff from the bathroom that you left in there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I guess I'll get to a point to letting him, but, you know, so it's a big
hard.
tournament and we were far.
Yeah, exactly. Tournament days are different, or weekends. Yeah.
I'm terrible apparently because I don't think I've even asked Xander to get his stuff together. I really need to do that because he will forget all of the things and he does like just expect us to have it ready and you know, he's not doing it in an entitled way.
Right.
He's just not something he's thinking about because I don't think we've really put that on him. And as we're sitting here talking about it, I'm like, gosh, I really do need to put that on him so that he knows how to prepare and plan for something like that.
Yeah. So did Roman have everything this weekend? Did he ever change this weekend?
No, I'm not sure he did. I think they just lived in their kits all weekend.
They did.
I will say, though, I don't think he forgot anything. I did, as often I do here at home as well, but in the hotel room, I find his socks and his shoes. Like, how's one sock in one corner of the room and one sock in the opposite corner of the room?
How did that
What are we
happen?
throwing them around?
And you don't see it, but it just ends up there.
Yeah.
And you're like, where did this come from and how?
Yeah.
The only thing they both forgot it, both him and Xander, was one game they did not bring both of their kits, and there was a good chance that they were going to have to change. So I had to run back to the hotel and get their kits, and I had to get another kid's kit from their hotel room, too. I had to pretend like I was that mom and get a key from the front desk. And let myself into her room.
The funniest part of all of this, though, is Patrick is the one with his arm or his wrist that's broken. And he dressed out every single game, was prepared before I would say half of the boys were prepared.
Yeah.
He was in the right kit color. He had everything on and he was just ready to go and he couldn't even play.
Yeah,
but I
poor
appreciated it. I was like, oh my gosh, you're here. You're supporting your friends, your team, and you're actually dressing out too.
Yeah.
I was so surprised.
Someone was talking about that, how Maverick and Patrick were in the lobby, and Maverick's, going to play in the next game, and they come down, and it's time to leave, or close to time to leave, and Patrick's all dressed out, can't even play. Maverick's not changed, right? So, and one of the games, we were late because Josh, my husband, and Xander and Roman were all resting in the room, and they all expected me to go wake them up. Well, I was running around and took Athena's mom to go get coffee and whatnot, and then I come back and I'm like, you guys got to get up and go. So, I'm like, I didn't realize I was the alarm clock. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
That is too funny.
Yeah.
I think I don't know many moms that aren't.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I know I am. I'm sure you probably are, Heidi.
Yeah.
And obviously you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes.
I do have an experience from the past when the boys went to a church camp. It was an overnight church camp, and I packed the bag for Xander, and it was just a night. It was not even that much, right? So it's a big backpack. It was a soccer backpack because it was big enough to fit all the things, and it was outdoors, so he had to bring a sleeping bag, right? So I shoved the sleeping bag down in the bottom of the bag, and I put all his clothes in there. And then he comes back the next day, and he's like, oh, it was okay. It wasn't really that fun. I'm like, why? He's like, I was really cold at night. And I'm like, what do you mean you're cold? You have a sleeping bag. It's like a 0-degree sleeping bag. He's like, I don't have a sleeping bag. What are you talking about? I'm like, it's in the bottom of your bag. He's like, they gave me a towel to sleep with. I'm like, they think I'm the worst parent, I'm sure. And he's like, Mom, you didn't tell me it was in there. I'm like, are you kidding me? You couldn't. I gave him such a hard time, like in a playful way, but I was like, you're going to pack your stuff from now on because you need to know apparently what's in there. I can't believe you didn't even see the sleeping bag at the bottom of the bag.
That is too funny.
So funny. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Is there anything else that you guys make sure to bring that might not be, a kit or clothing that you think is essential for a tournament weekend?
Snacks.
Yeah?
Lots of snacks.
What kind of snacks?
I would like to say healthy snacks,
But
but they wouldn't get eaten.
Yeah.
So usually my boy loves his Takis.
Yeah.
And I'm sure not everyone would like to hear that he eats Takis right before a game, but that's what he does sometimes because
gives him that
he
edge.
is a 12-year-old boy, and that's what he wants. So
I-
he's working his butt off out there.
I pack those snacks and they don't get eaten.
Yeah.
Bananas,
Right. You
apples.
try.
I'll bring them, and then other kids will eat them. But mine are like, "Can I have chips? Can
Yeah.
I have potato chips?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
no, eat the food." And then it's like pizza,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is fine because that's cheaper anyways.
Yeah.
We're already paying so much to be there.
Right.
I feel like meals are kind of awkward at tournaments. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but like depending on the times, you don't eat like you would on a normal day because they might not want to eat a full meal before they go and play a game.
Exactly.
But
Too
here we
heavy.
are trying to fuel them to be ready for the game. So like, what do you guys do? What works for you guys on, like, let's say an early morning, we had an 8 a.m. game. What'd you guys do?
Well, we always try to pick the hotel that has the free breakfast.
Yes.
There is always something that my kids like, whether it's the waffles, the hard-boiled eggs, whatever. So we rely heavily on that. We don't go out to breakfast. The most we'll do, if there wasn't a free breakfast, would be like a Starbucks run and grab some like egg bites with our coffee or a chocolate croissant or something. As far as dinner goes, after that one out-of-town game or tournament, that was way in the beginning, and we waited like 4 hours at BJ's.
Yes.
BJ's. I love
Oh
BJ's.
my gosh,
but
ever
my
since
goodness,
then?
No.
It's like PTSD. Because we have all of our children crying. We all just wanted to be together. Some people had already left and some people still hadn't gotten their food.
Yeah.
So that part kind of gives me anxiety when it's like team dinner. I'm like, ugh. And I go right back to BJ's from 3 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago, something like that. So
I love the idea of team dinner just
I
because
do.
I love being around our team. But I'm not going to lie. I don't really want to do it at a tournament anymore after a couple of those experiences. I'd much rather take a smaller group and maybe a couple groups go couple different ways just because it's too long. A lot of places just aren't equipped to handle it unless we're doing pizza or something, which obviously
Easier.
depending on who you're going with
Yeah.
might not be a good option, right? I think that's hard.
Yeah, Roman's not a huge eater on game days. He does like his snacks or whatever. Morning, same thing. My husband won't go anywhere that doesn't have a complimentary breakfast.
It's worth it.
It is worth it. He'll have like some eggs and bacon or something if they have it, but if not, I feel like he just doesn't usually eat before games if it's that early in the morning. And dinner, same thing.
Yeah.
I think Roman has said, let's not go to BJ's again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that took too long, but
That was
I
awful.
have a distinct memory of poor Roman
I know.
literally in tears
I
because
was so hungry.
he at that time was probably 10, right?
Yeah.
And he was just so hungry. And he wasn't the only one.
No.
I mean, I remember him because him and Xander were close, right?
Yeah.
But
And Credence was
just
crying.
Credence, yeah.
I think she was one of the very last.
It was like
or
the
pizza
youngest
or
kids
something.
got their food last.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
so sad.
So, yeah, you know what? I am so, like, one of these days, ladies, we're going to make it happen. I want the canopy with the Blackstone
Yeah.
and the tacos and
Yes.
the breakfast
Make our
burritos.
own.
We're working towards it.
We're going to get there. I did bring the Blackstone this last weekend, but we just it never made it out of the bed of the truck. So,
It was a tough. I mean, even though the games were spread apart, it was still a go weekend.
Yeah.
You know, but one of these tournaments, I feel like if we have like almost like a 2:30 game, come back, go get all the stuff for tacos, so easy.
yeah.
I feel like at that hotel, maybe there was probably a spot down by the pool that we could have barbecued, or was it a little bit
Maybe.
smaller?
You know, I don't know if you guys saw, but I should say, Sabrina, I don't know if you saw, but when we were walking back to the fields, there was a team with a
The
canopy next to the field. So it was by our
That's
hotel,
true, yeah.
but closer to the fields. They had one set up under some shade, and
Yeah.
they looked like they were having a great time.
I mean,
know,
if it's a
food
nice
smells good.
I was trying to
day,
figure out how to get an invitation to get some food.
if it's a nice day, I don't see why we couldn't just hang out at the field and not go back if it's not that much time in between and just do
That's
that.
true.
Just
Yeah.
like bring all of our food in an ice chest.
I think
and
also
cook there.
it depends on the excitement on whether we won or lost.
Yeah, that's true.
So a lot of the time, if it's a hard losing type
That's very
game,
true.
everyone kind of runs off and
Yeah.
scurries into their rooms
Yeah.
to just decompress
Yeah.
because lots of feelings and emotions are valid.
Yes.
But then the times where we're winning, like
Yeah.
everyone's like, let's celebrate. The kids are
Yeah.
like, pizza, or let's do this, or let's do
Yeah.
that. And so I guess it kind of depends.
Yeah. I guess I will say my favorite part of a tournament weekend is watching the boys connect
Yeah.
off the field, not on the field. I loved seeing all the pictures of them in the rooms this
I
weekend,
know.
just like hanging out together. Those are going to
Being
be
boys.
memories they're going to remember forever. Like, they
Yeah.
probably aren't going to remember if they win or lost that weekend. They're going to remember hanging out.
Honestly,
though.
probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think one of the little traditions we kind of started maybe a few tournaments ago was to just order pizza in. And the boys just come running to
Yeah.
the room and they're just like chilling. And they're like, is this for everyone? I'm like, yes, of course. Like,
Yeah.
don't ask.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a homey feeling. They're all sitting there. The parents know that they're all together in someone's room.
Yeah.
Having a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, half the time I didn't know where Xander was, and
Does
Roman
someone have
too this
Yeah.
weekend. Sorry,
Yeah.
Heidi.
He came back
But I
in
knew
one
he was
piece.
safe. But yeah, it's really fun to see. Even as much as it, like, on the one hand also gives me a little bit of anxiety, like hearing them like running up and down the hallways and playing tag and like playing in the pool and whatnot. There's so many like great memories of them doing that
Yeah.
and having a good time. And just
They-
being boys, like they're
Yeah.
gonna outgrow this phase so quick, and then
I
I think they're
know.
not gonna be
I'm hoping it
running
stays
down the halls and just
having fun.
having a good time.
Yeah, actually, in our room, I noticed that a couple of the boys, I won't name names, were being mischievous. And I opened my bathroom door to find everyone's shoes, including their cleats, methodically put into like a pyramid over an open toilet. To where if you pulled one out, they would all go in. Yes.
Yeah.
And I just started giggling.
Up with that?
I have no idea. I started laughing. Chase walked in. he looked and he's like, oh my gosh. And then I just see Maverick, Xander, and CJ pop their heads up and they're like, what? What? And I'm like, you just got to see for yourself. They open the door. They're like, oh my gosh, what? Who did this? And they turned around and looked at a couple of the boys.
Yeah.
And they started running down the hallway after that. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the circumstances were, but
Oh my gosh.
They are hilarious.
I didn't stop it because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's not hurting anyone. It was a clean toilet too. So there wasn't anything in it.
So, what is your least favorite memory from a tournament? And I will start.
Go ahead.
Roman thinking that it is going to be fun to go on a treadmill.
But this is one of my favorites, so how can it be your
No.
least favorite?
At 11 speed, no shoes, nothing.
Tournament not over.
Tournament first day. And he hurts himself.
It was bad.
Wait. Let's paint the picture.
Yeah.
Because he's on 11, right? Going down this treadmill at 11 and basically slides off of it, right?
Yeah.
And skins all of the skin off of his knee.
From what I remember hearing, he was holding on, trying not to fall. So the thing's just sliding across his knee.
On his knee.
Yeah, and taking all his skin off, and then he's in pain. And, you know, there was supposedly supposed to be an adult watching. But, yeah, so then he couldn't play the rest of the weekend. That was fantastic.
That is so,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I remember that. I remember he tried to play, though. I just remember he was in a ton of pain, and like having the skin just like off of
Oh my
your
gosh.
knee like that. Oh,
It was so
and then
gross.
to have like a sock on top of it,
Right.
is
Oh,
really
yeah.
uncomfortable.
Trying to
Rubbing.
run.
Yeah,
No.
I can only imagine.
No.
So he was a trooper. But that's hilarious.
Yes.
That's a
I'm
hard
sorry.
memory,
I
but
know
it was
that that's
funny.
not a good experience, but I think
No.
it's fun to look back on, and someday
is.
he's going to look back on that and go,
Oh my
"I'm
gosh.
that
And then
was
we
so
always
stupid.
reference that. Literally,
I know.
everyone is like, just don't get on the treadmill.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the newer families, I think, are probably like a little puzzled. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's that mean? But yeah, we all know.
Yes, Roman.
What's your least favorite? Are we at least favorite? Because that was kind of a
Well,
funny moment.
I mean, I guess that's where my head went, but you guys can come up with a funny moment if you want.
Funny or not so good moment?
Yeah.
going to have to think about that for a minute.
Okay.
Do you have one, Sabrina?
So least favorite because it just our boys are not mean-hearted boys. So when something happens to them, I go mama bear mode for all of them, and so does Chase, Papa Bear. I think my least favorite was them ding dong ditching at game or tournament. I can't remember which one, maybe a year ago, and they were going past the hotel rooms, and it was midday. It wasn't even late, and they hit the wrong door, and the man was this big, burly, I think they said bald, but that could have just been them being upset and saying some things. And he came out cussing and yelling at our boys, and our boys kind of were like, ugh, deer in the headlights. And Chase, my husband, comes around the corner just at that time. And he starts to say a few words and defended the boys and was like, hey, it's in the middle of the day. They're just having fun. They could be doing bad things out there, and they're not. They're just being little boys.
Yeah.
And I think he said some more choice words, the other guy. And just as it like set Chase off, the front desk came and like split everything up.
no.
So Chase grabbed his boys and walked off. And I think for me, it's just like he said, like they could be doing worse things, and they're
Yeah.
just having fun. It wasn't
Yeah.
1:00 in the morning. It wasn't even
Right.
8:00.
And it could have just been like, hey, I'm trying to get some rest. Can you guys not do that anymore?
Exactly.
It didn't have to be all that.
No, it didn't. So that was probably my least favorite, that and BJ's dinner. Those are the two least favorite for me. As far as funny, I'll have to think on that because I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
It would probably go back to the Roman thing because it wasn't funny. I felt so bad for him, but now looking back, it's like, what would possess you to do that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I guess for me, the same things come to mind. Obviously, BJ's was a big disappointment. I think probably just and it's not a specific memory, but we did have several tournaments in a row where the boys got silver and second place, right?
And they worked so hard.
It is just like so hard to watch them be so devastated.
Yeah.
Especially after they work really hard. And most of the times it wasn't like a slaughtering, right? Where they're just demolished by another team. Most of the time, it's been a very close game, right? Where they're fighting until the end and they just didn't make it happen in the end. And that's okay. And second place is still amazing. But, you know, the tone and attitudes on the way home are obviously very different when they are going home as a winning team versus a second place, right?
But I do think once they did get that win,
it lit a fire,
it did, because then they were like back to back to back.
I remember the boys talking about, I don't know if your boys said this, but Xander used to be really upset, especially after like the third or fourth time, because he's like, we're cursed. It's like literally they thought they had some sort of curse on them, that they weren't ever going to get gold.
Yeah.
And then they started getting gold.
Yeah.
And it wasn't one time, it was multiple times. And they've been doing really well. And so I think that after the kids started winning, their perspectives changed. And I think that they started to realize that, they're not cursed and they can do this. And, they just need to work as a team. And now they've been doing really well and they've won a few times. And I feel like also they don't take the loss quite as hard. I felt like, I don't know if you felt this way, Sabrina, but but Xander took the loss this last weekend better than he has in the past.
I totally noticed that. I actually saw that in all the boys. They were excited to get in the car and go home, wanting to ride with friends. It wasn't like, I want to just go home. Yeah. And like, emotional and all this. I feel like they all walked off pretty, of course disappointed, but they saw that they did their best with the PKs that they could. There was some stuff that happened that probably shouldn't have happened. Maybe they should have just prepared the boys a little bit more and said, hey, this is how PKs go. And this is what to expect. And we expect the goalies to do this. But they didn't really do any explaining, which we probably should have read it. And maybe in their minds, they're like, you guys read this before you come here.
Right.
But we didn't know we were going to end in PKs. And it was insane. And so...
Yeah, I don't think they practice PKs very often, because how often does that come up, right?
Hardly
so
ever.
I imagine they'll be practicing PKs in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it seems like the refs are supposed to set the tone of the game, right? And sometimes the refs just don't do a very good job. I kind of heard something about that this weekend.
Yeah, Zach, one of our key defenders, really our key defender, took a really big fall and ended up with a concussion, and to the point where he's having a hard time with his short-term memory, and I'm sure he's going to be fine, but obviously it's a very scary situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like to some extent, I felt like it was a little intentional because they had seen him earlier in the day and they know what a threat he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I also feel like a lot of that's on the ref, too, because, and I'm not necessarily saying that the ref caused that, because at the end of the day, like, this is a sport where injuries happen,
right,
and that's part of it, right? But if they don't start calling fouls and actually giving cards also, I don't think it's going to stop. If they just call fouls and there's never any real consequence in the form of a card
exactly
for a serious foul or repeated fouls, then what's the incentive to stop? Have you ever had a time at a tournament where you felt like maybe you were getting too, you as a parent were getting too invested or too emotional about what's going on in the game?
This last weekend, for sure. I said a couple of things I shouldn't have and was a poor sport about a couple of things and maybe encouraged someone when I shouldn't have. And I think more or less it's like if our boys are pushed that hard, they do fight back a little bit. And as much as I don't condone it, at the same time, if the refs and coaches, not necessarily ours, but just in general, are going to allow that type of aggressiveness, that the boys do need to stand their ground at some point and do have to act back. But they don't always do it in the right way because they're probably at a point of being so frustrated.
Yeah, I feel like with Roman, it's hard. Like, I want him to match the energy, but also in a clean way. I don't want him to ever take it to that point where he's trying to hurt someone, right? And sometimes I feel like he can take, he gets to that point. I was super proud of him. I talked to our coach this weekend, and I had heard that he was getting really frustrated, and he actually subbed himself out because he was just like, Coach, I can't do it anymore. I was getting too mad. So I was like, that's growth for him. So I was super proud of him for that.
I think all the boys are getting a little better at matching the physicality. I don't know if you guys felt this way, but a couple years back when they were still a brand new team, I felt like they were a very physically passive team where, they tend to be a team that I feel like plays pretty clean ball. And they just didn't understand why other people would play that way, would play a little dirty, or would play really physical, and I feel like now they're getting to the point where I see them out there, and so many of them, I'm so proud of them because they're really holding their ground, without having to play too rough, right? They're just getting stronger and getting smarter.
Yeah.
I feel like they have always had their skill period. Like for games, they usually don't have to go the extra mile for the aggressiveness because the way they work together and the way they're coached and everything all pieced together usually results in a win.
Yeah.
So kind of a relevant situation since you had asked about emotion and all that. And then also talking about refs. So I don't remember if it was a tournament or a game though, where my husband James got a red card on the sideline because he was getting so frustrated with the refs not making the calls, and our boys kept getting hurt. And finally, he he wasn't aggressive, but he was just calling the refs out, and the refs did not like it. And so he got that red card, and we got kicked off the sideline. So that was kind of a bummer.
I'm sorry to laugh at that because I know it probably wasn't funny in the moment. But, I mean, let's be real, though. That was the worst ref I think I have ever seen. He was so rude to his sideline refs, too. Yeah. His sideline refs were trying to, get his attention and talk to him, even when the game wasn't in play. And he was, you could see him just shooing them off and dismissing them.
That was really unfortunate. But
it's, sometimes I think it's easy to get caught up in the moment and excited about hey, we want to win, and also we want other teams to play clean, and it's hard to watch your kid be pushed around or just our I mean, they're all our kids, right?
Right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. We don't want anyone getting hurt.
Because let's be real, I'm not usually out there yelling because someone's pushing Xander around. I'm usually yelling because someone's pushing, Patty or Zach or whoever, right?
Yeah.
And I think one of the comments that was very relevant for the reason, I think part of the reason why Zach did get, I mean, we all saw the VO. We record our games, and so we were able to go back and look. It was pretty clear that he was tripped. You can see it. But anyway, is that when a player goes up against Zach, more times than not, they lose the ball from Zach. He's just very intentional with how he does it and proceeds with the ball, and he doesn't even have to get physical, and he can still get the ball away from someone, turn it, and go the opposite way. So they went up head-to-head so many times, and I don't know. It's tough, and it's hard to see. He ended up with the concussion, like you said, and we all turned mama bear.
Yeah. He's a real wall back there. You know what I mean? He does a great job. One of my favorite memories, though, has to be the weekend before when CJ got a hat trick.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was so cool.
Gosh.
I was so proud of him.
So cool.
I was so proud of him. He's had it was definitely our high moment in a long time. I think more or less because he went from being a top scorer in rec and then he comes to this team and he put on a really good defense, even though he never played defense before. And unfortunately, in a sense, he is on the smaller end. So keeping him on defense in the long run might not be the best choice because boys are getting bigger and he's not quite yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, him getting the hat trick, he was so proud of himself. And then your husband, Josh, came up and was like, yeah, so the boy said if he got a hat trick, he has to buy Raising Cane's for everyone. That's what the boys decided.
Oh, no, that doesn't seem very
I don't know about that. And he started laughing. He's like, yeah, that's what they've come up with. I'm like, how about they just all go together and just celebrate? But I think the best part was Chase, my husband, and I and our kids were sitting behind the team and we could hear the boys talking. And Patty is a top scorer on our team. And the fact that after CJ got the second goal, Patty stood up and he has a broken arm and still was able to grab his head with both hands. And he's like, CJ's going to get a hat trick this game. And he's like, oh my gosh. Like he was just so excited for him. And like the boys were there. And then CJ got the third goal and Patrick's jumping up and down. The team's jumping up and down. Justin, the coach, is like, he's giving me a heart attack. And then I hear Roman, we love you, CJ. And it was just the cutest thing. And the fact that our boys celebrate each other is so, I mean, after every goal, it doesn't matter who scored.
Yeah.
They're high-fiving, jumping up and down, like especially when they had to work really hard for their first.
Roman, he told me that it made his weekend because he couldn't play since because of his wrist. So he's like, Mom, CJ made my weekend. And I'm like, I love that.
That's so cute.
I was proud of CJ this last weekend, too, because I felt like he had a couple of opportunities this weekend. And even though he may not have necessarily made a goal, like, some of those kids were huge. And he was, I love how he's not intimidated by anybody. He is, like, just for people listening, like, he is tiny compared to a lot of the kids. And it does not diminish his play or anything. He is not to be pushed around.
Yeah.
He did it so well.
Our tallest is Corbin.
Yeah.
And he is like half of a Corbin. Almost, just about. So
I wonder where he gets his Spitfire from.
I don't know. Not me.
I was proud of Rowan, too, because I felt like Rowan was working really hard to try and get a goal. And
He played so good. I was just like, oh my gosh, I should be recording this, but I was so in the moment.
Janelle did a really good job recording. Yeah, she sent me a ton of videos. So.
She's like our paparazzi.
Yeah, she really
having
is.
Janelle around.
Oh my gosh, I can always rely on her.
Yeah,
it's like I'm asking group chat, did anyone get this goal on video? And next thing I know, private chat, I've got a video coming through already. All edited.
Some of the comments in there are so funny. I'll have to have you guys listen because you don't normally hear Janelle getting frustrated. Yeah. Oh. And you can hear her getting frustrated with the refs in the videos. So it's kind of funny. I'll have to have you listen.
She's funny, though, because, like, she will go to, like, a corner somewhere where no one can hear her because she's trying to be good. And she was great. She was talking to my father-in-law, and, like, they were all checking on each other and just keeping each other in check. So it was awesome.
Super cute.
Candace told me, I don't know if you guys know this, you might know this. I can't remember if it was a video. I think it was a video that was sent to them of possibly Luke or something, but you can hear Janelle in the video and she's going, yeah, Luke, or something of that sort, and her voice trails, and Matt made it into a ringtone. And so it's Janelle's voice, and Janelle knows this. Okay. And she just thought it was the most funny thing ever.
Oh my gosh.
Candace was able to like show me, and I was just laughing so hard.
Oh my gosh, I'll have
she usually tries to mute it, so
yeah,
I think
I'm gonna have to.
It's so cute.
I'm gonna have to hear that.
All right, ladies, you ready for Rapid Fire Tournament Weekend Edition?
Let's go.
All right. Coffee or energy drink?
I'm going to have to say coffee, obviously. And can I just mention that I actually brought my whole espresso machine with me to the tournament this last weekend because it's so much coffee.
Yes, it was delicious. Definitely coffee.
Okay. Wagon, no wagon?
Definitely wagon, but mostly because I bring all of the crap to the field. The canopy, the team bench, the balls, all the things.
That's true.
Team mom. No wagon.
No wagon.
Nothing. Nope.
Team hotel hangouts, fun or chaotic?
Fun.
I'm going to have to say both,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
but I'm here for it.
Heck yeah. Oh, early morning games or late night games?
Early morning for me.
I'd much rather have a late night game.
Would you really?
Yeah.
All right. I would say early morning as well. Late nights are for the parents to do the fun stuff. You know?
Agreed.
Folding chair or sideline blanket?
Neither, because I will bring my chair and then I won't actually sit in it. And this happens every time, and I still bring my chair.
Yeah, I'm walking. I'm pacing. I'm
Pacing?
Yeah, anxious.
Overpacker or we'll figure it out, Mom?
I'm definitely an overpacker.
Overpacker.
Same.
I'll probably still forget something, but I'm an overpacker. Okay, I think that just about wraps us up. It's been really fun again, ladies.
Yes.
For those listening, we really are excited about this new venture, and we are going to be posting on social media, and we hope you'll engage with us and let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. And one thing we want to know is what's something that you would never forget to pack for your tournament weekends?
Can't wait to hear it.
Until next time.
We'll see you on the sidelines.